أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي كان موجودا قبل حدوث الأشياء ويبقى بعد فناء الأشياء، تفرد بالأولية والقدم ووسم كل شيء ما عداه بالفناء والعدم، كما قال عز شأنه: كل شيء هالك إلا وجهه وكل نفس ذائقة الموت. وقال: كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام. والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنام سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين، واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم: ولتكن منكم أمة يدعون إلى الخير ويأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر وأولئك هم المفلحون. صلوات. This is the first Friday of Moharram, the first Islamic month. And when we start our year, the Islamic calendar year, we started with commemoration of the event of Karbala, with remembering the great sacrifice of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wassalam. Imam Hussein alayhi salam was the grandson of Rasulullah, and he was the Imam, the leader, an infallible leader of Islamic Ummah. But unfortunately, what happened after the Prophet, it led to a situation which had its effect until the Day of Judgment on the entire humanity. After the Prophet, since people forgot the teachings of Rasulullah and they became distant from Quran and Ahlul Bayt, and ultimately the day came when a person like Muawiyah became their leader and their Khalifa. Then Muawiyah, he appointed his son, who was a person that no one can call him in any way a Muslim, leave alone to become a leader of Muslims, or Amirul Mu'mineen, na'udhu billah. But this was because of the people, because of the people who accepted Muawiyah and who did not accept Imam Hassan, the brother of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, as their leader and their Imam. So this was their fate. Now, whatever happened in Karbala is something that everybody, alhamdulillah, the Muslims know about it. But unfortunately, today, see, this is the first Friday. In very few places, in very few mosques, in Muslim Ummah, Muslims, in very few places you will find an alim, a khatib, who is speaking about Karbala. They ignore it totally. They ignore this event. Rather, they start talking about the importance and other significance of Ashura, which is all fabricated, instead of talking about the significance of this great sacrifice. And if really today people know who is Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and they learn about him, about his teachings, about his ideology, about his message, for sure they are going to be prosper. And this is what Quran is saying, أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. They will get prosperity if they receive the true message that was delivered by Imam Hussein alayhi salam in Karbala through his great sacrifice. What was the message? So first let's see why actually he stood up against the tyrant Yazid. Although apparently he had no power, he had no companions, he had no army, he had nothing, apparently. From God, of course, he had all the powers from God, but he was not using those miraculous powers. Regular powers, he had no power, apparently. But he stood up against the most powerful tyrant of the time, Yazid. Why? Because Yazid was doing every single thing which was against Islam, against Quran. He was even mocking Quran and mocking and making fun of Islam. So it was a kind of obligation of every Muslim to stand up against this tyrant to save Islam. Otherwise Islam will be gone, will be destroyed. And they tried to destroy it, and they did their best, the Bani Umayyah, to destroy Islam. But who was speaking? Because of everyone has his own interest. So people look to their interest. They don't look to the interest of the humanity or interest of Islam. It was only Imam Hussein alayhi salam who stood up with whatever he had to offer the sacrifice. He knew that he cannot topple Yazid. He cannot, of course, bring down the Umayyad dynasty. And it was not his ultimate purpose. His ultimate purpose was to save Islam in whatever manner possible. When he left Medina, he has some sermons, very amazing sermons. And he has some sayings. We have to study those sermons and sayings of Imam Hussein alayhi salam to learn the purpose for which he actually stood up and he gave this sacrifice. Sacrifice of himself, his children, his companions, and even the ladies after him who were taken captive. He tolerated all those just for the sake of Islam. So when he was leaving, he wrote a will. The will was addressed to his brother, Muhammad ibn Hanafiya. When he was talking to him and trying to advise him not to leave Medina, he said, I have to leave Medina. And I'm not leaving for any worldly purpose. إِنِّي لَمْ أَخْرُجْ أَشْرًا وَلَا بَطِرًا وَلَا ظَالِمًا وَلَا مُفْسِدًا. I'm not leaving for any oppression. I'm not leaving to show, for show off. I'm not leaving to get any worldly benefit. وَإِنَّمَا خَرَجْتُ لِطَلَبِ الْإِصْلَاحِ فِي أُمَّةِ جَدِّي. This was his real purpose that he is mentioning by himself in his words. This is what he says, that I am leaving Medina. I'm standing up for this reason. What is the reason? طَلَبِ الْإِصْلَاحِ. طَلَبِ الْإِصْلَاحِ, to seek reform in the nation of my grandfather. His grandfather? Who is his grandfather? He is the one who is the Prophet of Islam, who presented Islam, who rescued humanity from the bondage of shirk and kufr and nifaq and evil. And he was the one who was his heir. And he stood up for this reason to talab al-islah. He wanted to make reform. What kind of reform? What was happening? People were praying apparently, right? People were fasting. People were reading Quran. So what else he wanted to do? The reform was about the root cause of the corruption that was prevailing the entire society at that time. What was the corruption? Corruption starts from leadership. See the leaders, like Yazid, who was drinking openly. Other people would drink, but not openly. He was drinking openly and calling himself Khalifatu Rasulillah, the successor of Prophet of Islam, and making fun of Islam and doing every wrong against Islam. And not only this, see, he was asking the oath of allegiance from Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Tell me how it was possible that Imam Hussein give him oath of allegiance and says, yes, you are right, you are okay, you are fine. He said, no, I cannot do bay'at. I cannot pay oath of allegiance to you, Yazid. And of course, he knew the consequences. He said, I'm ready for, to face any kind of consequences, but paying oath of allegiance to Yazid? Such a person, every kind of evil and wrong you will find in his character. Nothing, no single point of righteousness you will find in his character. Worst character in history, Yazid. And he is becoming the leader in asking oath of allegiance from such a person as Hussein, who was infallible, who was raised in the arms of Rasulullah and Imam Ali and Fatima al-Zahra salamullah alayha. So he refused, of course, and strongly refused. Yazid insisted. Hussein refused, and he insisted in this refusal. He said, no, I'm not going to at all to bow down to evil. If Imam Hussein had done it, na'udhu billah, astaghfirullah. Some people say, why? To avoid any kind of conflict, he could do it. What is wrong with that? The wrong with that was that today you would not have been a Muslim. No mosque would have been in the world. No adhan would have been, no salat, no nothing. Everything would have been over, and Islam would have been a history. That somebody came with a book, with Quran, with something, and he presented Islam. Islam was just, everything would have been over. But today, if you see everywhere something in the name of Islam, true Islam, of course. If you want to see what Yazid was, who was he, and what was his character, you can see today's terrorists who are doing everything wrong in the name of Islam. These people are the heir of Yazid and heir of Muawiyah and Bani Umayyah. These are people, the same people that see their ideology, how brutal they are, how merciless they are, and doing everything in the name of Islam, in the name of Allah. Allah, the most merciful. Killing people, beheading people, and saying Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, the merciful and the beneficent. Killing people, come on. And reading this and saying Allahu Akbar, Allah is big, Allah is great. So is this what Allah is? This how you introduce Allah? With this brutality, with this mercilessness, and taking name of Islam and merciful God? So Yazid was even worse than them. And they are nothing but followers of Yazid today. The true Islam needed a true introduction. And Imam Hussein alayhi salam stood up for that reason. طلب الإصلاح في أمة جدي. Then he explains more. أريد أن أأمر بالمعروف. I want to do أمر بالمعروف. وأنهى عن المنكر وأن. See, these two parts of his speech. These are the obligations of every single Muslim around the world. Not Muslims, I would say all human beings should follow it. أمر بالمعروف نهي عن المنكر. To enjoin righteousness and goodness, and to forbid from wrong, from evil. These two parts of your obligation are very important. You cannot abandon them. You cannot give up. As salat, Saum, Hajj, Zakat, Khums, all these things are wajib on you, obligatory on you. The same thing, Amr bil Ma'roof and Nahy al Munkar is obligatory. This is necessary. We have to do it. This is our duty. This is our obligation. And Imam Hussein is emphasizing on this point. Amr bil Ma'roof. What does Amr bil Ma'roof mean? Amr means to enjoin. To call people towards what? Ma'roof, goodness, truth, righteousness. It is not enough that you are a good person. It is not enough that you are law-abiding. Try to convince everyone around you and whoever you deal with to be obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to refrain from sins, to refrain from crimes, to refrain from evil, to keep away from bad things, and call them towards goodness. Anything which is good, call them towards it. Said, look, why don't we do this? This is a very good thing. All right? And on the other hand, which is this almost same thing, to stop them from evil, stop them from crime, stop them from wrong things. If everybody in the world starts doing this, you will find no evil in the world. Evil is there, why? Because if evil people, they commit something wrong, other people who are right and good people, they keep quiet, they say, nothing to do with me. Why should I put myself in this controversy? I don't want to be part of it. It is not controversy. Try your best to stop evil. If you, of course, this is good that you are not evil. You are not part of evil. You are not part of wrong people. You are not part of them. But this is not enough. You have to try to stop them from doing anything wrong. Stop them. And if you are silent and your silence gives them power and courage, then you will be part of them, for sure. So this is what Imam Hussein alayhi salam is not here. Even before his speech, there is another tradition says that Imam Hussein alayhi salam came to the grave of his grandfather to say farewell to him. And he offered 2 rakat salat. And after that he said, oh Allah, you know that I love goodness. وَقَدْ حَضَرَنِي مِنَ الْأَمَا قَدْ عَلِمْتَ أَنَا ابْنُ بِنْتِ نَبِيِّكَ. Oh Allah, I am the son of the daughter of your prophet. And you know what is happening to me today. He meant that Yazid is asking out of allegiance, he is now leaving Medina forcefully. Allahumma inni uhibbul ma'roof. Oh Allah, you know that I love goodness. I love ma'roof. Wa unkirul munkar. I dislike munkar. I dislike evil. So he himself, see, here is the point, that everybody who is a good person, who is a believer, he will say the same thing what Imam Hussein said. What is the difference? Me and you also, we like goodness, right? Who dislike goodness? No one. Say, I also like goodness. I like the good. I dislike, unkirul munkar. Oh Allah, I dislike, I don't like, I hate evil. I hate evil. I don't like evil. This is what Imam Hussein is saying simply. Simple words. Every single person among us does the same thing. We love goodness. We dislike evil. But is this enough? This is the point. No, it is not enough. Then, see his speech, he says, I am standing up for the reason of what? Not I love goodness. This is enough. No, I want this goodness to prevail. Everybody to follow goodness. I want, yes, I don't like evil, but this is not enough for me. That I claim that I don't like evil. No, I should make sure that anyone around me is not part of munkar, is not part of evil. This is our job. We have to stand up. We have to, this is the, this is what you call it, preaching, tabligh, or da'wah, whatever you call it. We have to work, starting from our house. So first, we ourselves, we should be towards good and away from evil. Anything which is evil, which is any kind, it has any kind of, harm for humanity, for Islam, for religion. Keep away from it. And be part of good. See what Quran says? تعاونوا على البر والتقوى ولا تعاونوا على الإثم والعدوان. Always help each other in goodness and piety, but don't help one another in oppression and in wrongdoing and in evil. So keeping away from sin, keeping away from crimes, keeping away from wrongdoing, not just hating. I don't like, for example, I don't like hurting somebody's feelings. But I do. I practice it, but I don't like it. This is not right. So what I don't like, I should keep away from it. What I like, I should be part of it. This is the philosophy of Karbala, the basic one, the starting one. Imam Hussein has initiated his mission from here. So what you say, practice it. When he said on the grave of Rasulullah, Oh Allah, ana uhibbul, inni uhib, Allahumma inni uhibbul ma'roof. Oh Allah, I love ma'roof. He proved it practically that he loves ma'roof, yes. Wa unkirul munkar. Oh Allah, I don't like evil. But he proved it practically, yes, I don't like evil. And that's why Imam Hussein, subhanallah, see, all his sermons are so connected and related, and we have to reflect on them in order to really get the benefit of this message of Karbala. Is great message, amazing message. Imam Hussein wanted the society to be so clean society. And really, if you follow the message of Imam Hussein, and everybody follows the message, every human being follows this message, this earth becomes paradise. So what he said, people use the tongue to claim good things, but they don't practice it. They don't practice it. We have so good slogans. See, now I'm speaking. You say, wow, good speech, good message. But see if I am myself practicing what I'm saying. This is important. Imam Hussein says, An-nasu abidu dunya. People are the slaves of this world. Slaves. They say, we don't have slavery today. Imam Hussein said, no, we do have slavery today. The time of slavery is over. No, it is there. How? Abidu dunya. Being slave of one person is not that bad as being slave of this world, being slave of your own evil desires, slave of your own lust. This is bad. An-nasu abidu dunya. People are the slaves of this world. وَالدِّينُ لَعِقٌ عَلَىٰ أَلْسِنَتِهِمْ. And religion, no. If you say, Imam Hussein said this, I know people sitting all around talking about religion. That were religious people. Good people, religious people. When we sit together, we speak about religion, deen, Allah, Quran, Kaaba. Speak good. Imam says, yes. When they sit together and talk about religion, it's a good thing. But you know what? Most of the people, when they talk about religion, وَالدِّينُ لَعِقٌ عَلَىٰ. They talk about it just for test of the tongue. Test of the tongue. They want good taste of the tongue. Why? Because when you eat something, take, oh wow, it's delicious. Now when you want to talk about something, you don't have any topic to talk about. Let's talk about religion. Starting speaking about religion, about God, about apparently good things. وَالدِّينُ لَعِقٌ عَلَىٰ أَلْسِنَتِهِمْ وَإِذَا مُحِّسُوا بِالْبَلَاءِ. But when they are tested by Allah, when they are tested, when they are examined by Allah, وَإِذَا مُحِّسُوا بِالْبَلَاءِ, through problems and troubles in their life. If they have to give some sacrifice for the sake of religion, for the sake of humanity, for the sake of society, for the sake of goodness, if they want to give any little sacrifice of little money or little time or any kind of sacrifice. إِذَا مُحِّصُوا بِالْبَلَاءِ قَلَّ الدَّيَّانُونَ. You will find true religious people are very few, very little in number. Who's saying this? Imam Hussein. This is Karbala. And see, subhanallah, whatever he said, I wish someday we'll be able to speak about his sermons in order. When he was in Medina, when he was leaving Medina, while leaving Medina, when he reached Mecca, while he was in Mecca, while he was leaving from Mecca, while he was on his way to Karbala, when he reached Karbala, during his stay in Karbala, and the day of Ashura, and last time of his life. It's amazing sermons, and so much related to our life. So this is what Imam Hussein alayhi salam is saying. Inshallah, we'll continue this next Friday and see that what was his vision, Imam Hussein's vision, and what was his mission, and what was his message, and what he accepted, and what he rejected. When I said this, that see, everything he said is practically proven by him when he said, قَلَّ الدَّيَّانُونَ. Religious people are very few in the time of test, in the time of trial. Yes, all of us are religious. All of us we love Allah, love God, we good people. But in the time of test, قَلَّ الدَّيَّانُونَ. Little people will pass the test and remain true Muslims, true religious people. And it was proven in Karbala. and the time when there were millions of Muslims around the world at the time, only 72 people remained with Hussein to offer the sacrifice for the truth and goodness and justice and peace for the world, for Islam. Few people. 72. And among these 72, we also count Ali Asghar. 6 month baby, we count him. And we count Muslim Awsaja, who was more than 80 years old. This was his army, amazing army. You will never find the whole history such an army as Imam Hussein had. Amazing sacrifice, greatest ever sacrifice. And the most comprehensive in all terms. Allahu Akbar. This is Hussein. We should learn in these days of mourning something from this message from Imam Hussein and change our life. Starting from our home, then our neighborhood, then our city, then our country, then the globe, everywhere, until every single person starts saying, Ya Hussein. And anybody says, Ya Hussein, means he is talking about peace, about justice, about goodness, about truth. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq and ability to learn the true message of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu salam, and to practice it and to convey it to the world, inshallah. إن أحسن الحديث وأبلغ الموعظة كتاب الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.